Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to Vintage Story Desert Life, episode 148. This video was originally streamed live on YouTube on December 29th, 2024. I hope you enjoy the video. There we go. And I always put this block in first before I put the andesite in because the andesite's harder to get it back out. But it also helps me make sure that I actually measure this correctly. Alexandros is glad that you got here for as long as it may last today. Well, awesome. We got about 45 more minutes to go, so yeah. We got plenty of time for shenaniganery. Shenaniganery. Whoops. And falling down, apparently. I feel like I should get a shirt. It's the Kurazar logo and just the word whoops on it. I could trademark the word whoops. Copyright it. Get a nickel every time someone says it. Or thinks. Ooh. There we go. Now we're talking. When someone thinks the word oops, I get a nickel. Here we go. Hey, Greg Flamanguista. Welcome. Do not fear, for I am arrived. You know, I'm afraid now that you're arrived. With today's inflation, I should make it a quarter. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. There we go. Go, okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get you on. There we go. There's also something to your voice that is quite healing to hear, almost like an ASMR or maybe a great audiobook voice actor. Well, thank you. You are far from alone in that sentiment. And thank you. I had given some thought to it at some point, seeing if you guys would be interested. You guys, I mean, you know, everybody here and on Discord, in me narrating something, probably something that I would have written myself, as a sort of side project. But at the moment, that's not really going to happen. I just don't have the time for it with our second child being so imminent. But it's a thought for something else down the road. I was thinking like narrating some of my own writings, and maybe here or maybe on a different channel, although a different channel's harder to spin up and retain audience that way. The archers really help for picturing the place. It's really cool. Hey, thank you. Didn't you write a book? I might have purchased something thinking it was by you. I have written a couple books. I published one a long time ago when I was 18 and a half or 19. I ended up unpublishing that one. It's no longer available. I still get phone calls from phony film companies saying like, "Oh, we want to turn your book into a feature-length film. Just give us $20,000 and we'll turn it into a great film. You'll make so much money." It's astounding. But then I wrote another one in college and edited it after college. I did publish that one. It's still published today. I haven't talked about what the book is called yet, because that would reveal my real name, which is, I don't know. I probably shouldn't worry about it as much as I do. Given that like every single other author has their real name and their address and things really easily available out there in the world. Was it about D&D? Yes, it was indeed about D&D, Bill Boswell. It was a it was something that I'd read a kind of dry nonfiction one where it was I read a book about an investigation into some D&D related crime that happened during the Satanic Panic. And one of the things that I was writing it for was that at the time, D&D still wasn't mainstream as much as it is today. And so I wanted to write something to not as jokingly as, say, like The Gamers or one of the D&D movies, but I wanted to sort of show people what it's like to play D&D and to be involved in the game. So I actually chronicled the entirety of our campaign, and I wrote it both from an in-game perspective, like a regular novel, and then out of game when things happened that didn't make sense, usually because the dice said, "Nuh-uh, not today." That was usually the dice saying, those plans that you've laid are not happening anymore. So we're going 6 out, okay. And so that was sort of the design for it, and then the impetus being, you know, I actually got a lot of questions because we would play D&D in public spaces at college. And so we get a lot of people coming by saying, "Hey, what are you guys doing? What are all these dice for? What's the game like? How do I join a campaign?" And so that's honestly why I wrote that one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ah, right. Duh. Just do right there. There we go. Considering there's about 1 million D&D books, we'll never know. Yeah. This is true. This is true. I can talk about it pretty freely. I mean, the reality is my real name is already out there. I'm not actually that hard to find, except that I have a lot of content that ends up sort of clogging up search results. So, yeah, I mean, like good luck, but you can find me. Let's see. There we go. All right, so that's done. I think what I want to do next is I want to do the same thing to that side, because if I spend the time filling this in and we don't finish it this week, and then my second child's born like Wednesday or something, then I'm going to come back and be like, how did I build this? And we'll have to do all this math and all this finagling and figuring out all over again. And I want to avoid that. Shout out to those who can calculate THAC0 in their head. I used to be able to. I started my D&D experience with Baldur's Gate 1 back in... I was in 7th or 8th grade. And I have a very unfortunate friend who, like, he turned me on to Baldur's Gate, and I loved it. Oh, there's nothing here. I can't. Great. And I would talk about the game incessantly. Or at least to him it seemed that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So right there. Alright, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm just going to go across right here. I have enough material. I have enough for 1. Phil is stalking me. Ah, you found it through Reddit. Okay, yeah. I answered someone on Reddit and you tracked the book down from that. Yep. So you probably found me then. Yeah, I have one that I've been sitting on for a while. I tried to get the book published. I tried to get it published traditionally, because I self-published both my first 2. And I couldn't get anybody to even, like, pick up the phone, which isn't how it works anymore. But they would, like, I got form letter rejections of, "Sorry, we're too busy to consider your novel." And I didn't get enough feedback to know, was it my cover letter? Was it the wrong timing? Was it not the material they were looking for? I don't know. I mean, I had a lot of other folks, both in and out of the industry, read my cover letter and tell me it was fine, so I'm assuming it was not the cover letter. Yeah, so it was a fun time. I've sent out about 40 or 50 query letters, and got literally no personalized responses. All right, I think that should be it right there. But yeah, I think that one could be some good fodder for a another project here of reading aloud if everyone wants that kind of thing. I had sort of been thinking about, and this is probably me being really crazy about this, but I thought it'd be really cool to do like a speed painting of like a scene from the book, and then like read over that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there. The only problem is I'm not very fast at painting, so it wouldn't be a speed painting. It would be a really plodding painting, really. I need an agent. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I was querying agents and couldn't get a response. So, and that's not unusual. It is, however, very frustrating and demoralizing when it's like normally you'd expect every 20 to 30 letters you'd at least get a personalized rejection, like saying like, hey, we liked your book or your idea, or if they requested the manuscript, then they read your manuscript, but we just didn't think it was a fit for us, and sometimes could even say like, hey, here's what we didn't like about it, or here's what we're looking for if you have anything in that vein. But it was all just, we are not taking, more consideration, or we didn't want to consider your novel at this moment. And that just, it doesn't give enough feedback to know whether I goofed or whether it's just they are indeed too busy. Which, given the number of books that are published every year, I would certainly not disbelieve that they are just too swamped to consider new books, except for during very specific times. Maya says, "Courage our speed paint." Hey, a Brazilian's here. Hey there. That floor looks stunning. Hey, thank you. I thought you were here when we worked on it, or maybe you left while we were still working on getting the pattern down. But thank you. But yeah. So what I was thinking, it was like each chapter I could do a speed paint, and then read, do the reading, and then time the, I guess rejigger the video of the painting to fit the time of the reading. One of Nimue Dulac's favorite authors got dropped by her publisher right when she was starting the final arc of her series, though. That's rough. What author was that, Nimue Dulac? I did have to leave. Okay. Well, I ran out of blocks. Actually, I think I knew that. I was too busy talking. I knew I was going to need some more of these. Flurp. And down we go. Michelle Sagara West. I'm not familiar with that name. Oh yeah, it would definitely be a time-lapse, Desiree. Hands, no doubt about it. Hands down, hands up, hands wherever. Absolutely would be a time-lapse. Because the reading might take, like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour for a chapter. I really don't know how long it takes to read a chapter. Like, I have read them to myself out loud even during editing, but I never timed it. We were on this side, right? Yes, look for the ladders. Her style is very Tolkien-esque. Need a stepping stone in the channel. I mean, it's not supposed to be like a thoroughfare for people on foot, but she's self-publishing on Patreon now. Interesting. I have seen a bunch of authors go from traditional publishing to self-publishing. The agents, so the thing with agents being expensive isn't that they shouldn't charge up front. Most agents, most reputable agents, will not charge money up front. They will, they'll agree to represent you, and then they'll negotiate a cut of your earnings from your book, your royalties. Typically the advice is, if the agent wants money up front, run and don't look back. That is the general advice from the industry. So far, my biggest expenses have been actually the cover art, because at the time, and I probably am still not a good enough artist to do my own cover art, but I did the cover art for my first novel myself, and it was terrible. And it's fine. It's terrible, but fine. But the second one I did actually get a real artist to do. Professional artist. And that was muy pricey. Which, to be fair, it came out to like $35 an hour back in the early 2010s for him. But still, it's like on my end, when I had barely pennies to my name, I was like, ooh. All right, so we go. Oh, hang on. I feel I'm a little low here. Am I low here? It feels low to me. I don't know why. I feel like I should be bumping my head, and I'm not. Goes up. Did I goof on this? I may have goofed on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no. I think I have to... I counted. I did count. But I think I counted from the wrong side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I built it a block too tall. Although, actually, that's not the worst thing, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to have the same block there anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just do another line below it. And that'll be fine. It's fine, it's fine. We'll just need a little bit more. Oh my. Okay. We'll take a quick wedgie break here. Because I probably deserve a wedgie at this point. Alright, let's do this. So we're going to do... Oh, I need a hammer. Let's get this going on. Oh, I don't have enough yet. Neat. I need... There we go. That many. Okay, and then that's probably good for now. That's probably plenty. Probably. Definitely. What's not plenty is the mortar. We are absolutely in dire need of more mortar. Have I ever heard of an audiobook or an audio from Peter Kenny? Not familiar with it. I'm actually I don't generally listen to audiobooks. I typically prefer to just read with my eyeballs. I also like a lot of folks I know like to listen to audiobooks because they drive places, to work or whatever. I don't have a commute. I work literally in the same room I'm in right now. The same computer, in fact. Well, I connect to a work laptop, but that's gonna be a bit of a pain to do, though, isn't it? That's a real pain. Oh, me. I'd say oh you, but it's not you. It's me. You do audiobooks with chores. That's totally fair. Let's see. What's the best way of doing this without, like, getting real annoyed? I think I might just sort of creep along the top. And then do a, we'll peek over the side. Alright. Not my favorite way of doing this, but I think it's the least bad solution. Talk about needing concentration, though. I'm trying to make sure I click right as the cursor gets inside that little tiny triangle right there. I'll actually angle this down a little bit. Like that. That's a bit better. No! There we go. We're back in business. Ever so temporarily. Yeah, the block that we're walking on right now will be one of the blocks that will be visible. So we haven't wasted any blocks at the moment. At least I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness, I've been doing this so long. I stopped looking at the screen, now the screen is like crawling in my vision. Oh, that's creepy. Oh boy. It's like when you ride a bicycle for too long, like going in one direction, and then you stop and the world looks like it's moving away from you. Measure twice, Mason once. Alright, let's take a look from here. Where are we going here? Right here, okay. I have enough? Yes, I do. The tough part is, like, doing this kind of level of concentration stuff leaves me no ability to look at chat, because if I look away, I'm going to misclick. So I don't like doing these long strings of block placement too much, even though that's exactly what this whole project is going to be. Long strings of the same block over and over again. My pinky's getting tired. You know, that's one thing I would love to have in this game, is that we have a toggle mode for sprinting. I would love a toggle mode for sneaking, like the block game has. So I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Maybe there's a mod for that, but it should be part of the base game. Oh, and the screen is moving again. Oh boy. Whew. Alright, so now we can go through and actually resolve this. I love the shadows too. Like, I know we're not going to have as many shadows, but just imagine in the like morning and evening, all these like, sort of long, you know, arches in here. Really cool to see. Yeah, I'll just jump, whatever. No big deal. Just ankles. Who needs them? Alright, so now that I'm dizzy as heck, let's get back up here. Yeah, I was like, I should be bumping my head, and I'm not. What's going on here? Alright, so we do 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. This should go a lot faster than the first time around, now that I really know what I'm doing here. Which means I'm also more liable to miscount. But whatever. Imagine never Redo to infinity. Yes, that's how we do things around here. That is actually a thing, though. Like, on a stream, I find measuring much more difficult because, like, it's boring to watch me just sit there and, like, measure and hem and haw things. Like, I'd much rather just do it and then fix it later. What am I building at the end of the quarters? So just like down there, we have a tower. We're going to have towers like that. At all 4 of these in the end. Now, of course, only this one is going to have the canal. Well, that one over there will have the canal. But we'll still have the towers. And we'll do some kind of interesting floor. It might be a circular version of this, or it could be something else. I don't know yet. We'll have to see what we do. How many times has this jam of a soundtrack played in your videos? Pretty often, probably. It's Radiance and Rust, I believe. And yeah, it's not my favorite one, but it's sort of a crowd pleaser. But I just let the random game music play, which is also based on the time of day. You get different music at different times of day. Right. Had a momentary brain fart there. Do I have another stack of... I do not have another stack of slabs. Okay. That could become a problem. I mean, I can just go get more, but still. So I need 4 for each arch. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's get another stack now, while we're still a little close to our stuff. Is the canal staying 1 block deep? Yeah. I mean, I guess technically, because we used the ice method of doing the canal, I could probably dig it out a little deeper. And, you know, just throw ice in the bottom and call it a day. But 1 block's fine. Alright, so let's grab the slab. Boink. Oh, I did make it. Cool. I might also replace this tree and maybe those 2 over there. I think I keep threatening to do that and I never did. I want nice tall trees. Okay. So those arches are done. Let's start this guy here. Oh, I have no food. Really? I was just over there. I could have gotten food. One, 2, 3, and 4. So let's swap these around. Oh, they're actually neighbors. Two and 3 and 4. Once we're done with these 2 arches, we'll go and run and grab some food. Some single legume perfect pie. The SPPP, whatever it was. Games. You love the color scheme? Well, thank you, Sonero. Yeah, I think this is a pretty reliable scheme. The blue and the orange and the sandstone colors, they all come together really well in general. I have used it before and I will use it again. Alright, before we start taking starvation damage, let's go and get some food. You see the colors pop really well, Alexandros? Yeah, they're... Yep. It's an overall good scheme to use. I did this in the other block game in the Desert Temple there, too, actually. with well, less orange, more just blue highlights. There's sandstone and then like blue from blue wool, but very similar. But I think the orange really helps bring things out. Orange, ARNJ. Right, we're gonna do one of you. Yeah, we're gonna end up in a situation where we have to come back here to eat. I should have not made quite so many pies, I think. Oh. Well, that's easier. We might go through these faster then. Actually, we will go through them faster. These are not as filling. Okay, well, that's actually a good thing. And then we'll have plenty of meals here. Got 1 year, 100 days there, and almost 1.5 to 2 years there, so. What did you miss? Why is there a Transicator? Oh, so we have the Transicator engineering mod on, which lets us move Transicators around. I did modify the mod a little bit with the config, so that it... normally you only get back like 80% or so of the materials from the Transicators. I changed it to 100%, and then we destroyed and rebuilt them. Alright, so we have Andesite, we have Ashlar, we have Square Ashlar. We're good, I think. Let's go finish up these arches. Amateur horn with the color wheel discussion. Yeah, I did a color theory episode in the second guide season. I'm pretty sure this was one of the color schemes I pointed out as a pretty good one. There was one that surprised me that I would like to use at some point in the future. And I wasn't going to talk about it too much, but you know, it's going to be a ways away at this point, so I'll talk about it now. Is I want to build with Arid white. I know. It is the most hideous 1970s bathroom green you will ever see. But I found that doing the Arid white green, pairing it with kapok, like the stripped logs and the actual lumber, or I guess the boards, and then using a sort of accent color of white, either limestone or chalk. I think I'd like limestone more, honestly. And the green and the kind of just slightly orange side of yellow of the kapok worked out really well. And then I could use either Milbita Chalcos or tin bronze lanterns. Both of them worked out really well. It's a color scheme that I'd like to explore one of these days. That's more of a single color scheme. I mean, the kapok is kind of more an accent color, although it would be pretty prevalent on the floors. Angie keeps trying to talk herself into believing it's sage, not avocado. It's a pretty bold statement color. I would actually prefer if we were to, you know, if Tyron were so inclined, I would actually prefer if we could actually get, Kimberlite. So Kimberlite you can use as the solid block and as, I think, cobblestone, but you can't make bricks out of it, which is probably realistic because, as I understand, Kimberlite's pretty crumbly in a way. Like, if you were to try to, like, relieve stones of it, it would be pretty crumbly. But I would love to have Kimberlite Ashlar. I would totally spring for that over avocado. What about my butt cactus? It is his derriere that meets the cacti. Here we sit on our houseplants. Don't remind me of the pea green bathrooms. Mr. Lady, I have a bathroom in that color. My house was built in 1970. I even have real stupid heating in the ceiling because it was built in 1970. I basically have, like, think of your oven. I basically have oven or stovetop coils in my ceilings to radiate heat downward, because that's how heat works. Yeah, everyone's like, ceiling heating, what the heck? Yeah, it was a thing for a real hot moment, and it happened because, well, one, it happened because money was exchanged, corporately speaking. I did that again, really, to have this house built in a way that emphasized electricity use over gas, and so the power company got involved, and at the time, gas was expensive. And electricity was like phenomenally cheap. And so what they did was they put this awful heat in the ceiling. And the first owners of the house were given like a 90% discount on electricity, which at the time wasn't actually that big. It was like, it would have been like $10. Like, because for a couple years, it was just that cheap here in the States. But the original owners, as the time went on, the standard price would go up, so it would actually make sense in the long run. The second owners got, I think, half or a quarter of that same discount. Anybody after that does not. I am that after that person. I am the third owner of this house, or maybe even more. But I'm pretty sure the owners before me actually had some of that discount, because their estimated power bills were way, way lower than I ended up paying. One, two, three, four. The sad thing is, like, it's actually kind of handy. Like, it's nice being able to heat some rooms differently than others. Like, this room gets really cold because it's the bottom floor of the house. I mean, a real, actual, functional HVAC system would take care of that. Ours is aftermarket, so it's not as efficient or as effective as it could be. But the problem is that the systems are so old that some of them are not working anymore. So in fact, the room that I'm in, the ceiling heat is actually either on and baking your head, or off and you're freezing. So we're getting to the point where we need to actually, like, just do HVAC and call it a day. Ooh, I hear a thunderstorm. A storm's brewing. There we go. The last arch. Oh, it wasn't a storm, it was just you. Never mind. Well, it could be a storm too. Got some dark clouds over there. Did they not know heat rises? Oh yeah, they knew, and like they said, didn't care. Which is, it's so goofy, because, like, they could have just designed it with the heat in the floor. And it's kind of baffling that they didn't, like, do that. Like, if you have a blank slate, you haven't built any house yet, and you could make the decision to put the heat in the floor, and you don't. I think it's on purpose then, at that point. Okay, so let's bring this up here. And like so. And like so. All right. We only have a few minutes left here on the clock. So what I think we'll do is I'm going to go take a look at how much andesite we have and probably chisel some more out. I guess we probably won't get to put any in the walls tonight. Tonight, I say, as if it's not, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The stream is due for rain. Yeah, we haven't had any yet. Forget it, guys. This is a fake stream. I'm not actually Corazar. Yeah, we need to get more mortar going on. So do we have... Yeah, I don't think I have any... I have 4 blocks of andesite. 6 blocks of andesite. I can count. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put this bad boy away for the time being. And we're just going to do some rough cut andesite for a bit. Maybe even a little bit of wedgie work for the ashlar from sandstone. Do we have any? We got enough left, I think. Oh, already had the wedgie. Where are you? Or do I? Oh, no, you're right here. I have eyeballs, I swear. Oh, hammer. Am I due to cook some more quicklime? Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was hoping to hang out the oasis some more and let the quern go. I'm just gonna bust this whole thing up and then we'll put away any bricks that we don't have mortar for. Does that not make my house an oven, technically speaking? Yeah, just about. I mean, their room's full of electric coils. Or maybe my oven is a house. If I think about that. Let's see. I have just enough here. Boop. 17. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. Okay, never mind. We have 2 mortar left. That's wild. Okay. So that's done for now. We're real low on that. Let's go put the rough cut away. Or the rough cut, put the wedge away. A wedge away, a wedge away, a wedge away, a wedge away. I'll stop. I swear, I'll stop. Don't hurt me. We have some blister steel to process. Yeah, it is pretty quick. So what we could do, though, is I do need some more tools. Mostly QP Tech tools. So this is I think this is our last rough cut chisel. And our first wedge, well, our first steel wedge is about to go. So I'll make at least one of each of those. Probably 2 of the rough cut and then 1 wedge. To replace the currently outgoing one. I'd like to make a new pantograph, too. So there are enough chore tasks we could do over the other base, to sort of fill the time. Let the quern go. All right, that was nowhere near enough. Okay, let's pop this away in. Yeah, we'll do it here. Let's move these up. I'll do that too. Let's grab you. Do that. But yeah, so going back to the idea for future projects and the reading potential, if that's something you guys would be interested in, maybe I'll put like a little poll up on Discord or something, and see if that's something you would be interested in having as entertainment outside of the usual video story content. It might take a while for me to do any of those readings. Mostly, if I'm doing the speed painting, that would be the big one, because my speed paint is like 2 miles an hour. But it would get me using my tablet more and getting more familiar with it and faster with it and all that jazz. So Burnzill's got a house full of baseboards. Yeah, my parents do too. We also have old-fashioned radiators as well. Like the standy-uppy ones. When is the next edition to the Kuriza line supposed to get in position? That is January 9th. So we are real close to that. And in case you weren't here, I did mention we had a Is Baby Here scare over the weekend where we thought Baby was about to arrive on Friday night. Didn't end up happening. It was a false alarm, which is not uncommon. So yeah, that was interesting. It was a wild night. I didn't get much sleep this weekend. Let's get you in there, and we're pretty full here. Move you up. Here we go. Let's put the rough cut chisel away. Yeah, I want a rubble hammer too. Rubble hammer, and let's probably it at the moment. So one of these guys, two of these guys, one of these guys. A pantograph that maybe works properly. But yeah, so we got some smithing to do. We can let the quern go while it's doing that. Countdown time? Yeah, it absolutely is countdown time. But yeah, that's gonna about do it, I think, guys. Oh, it's medium. Yikes. Before the drifters show up, I want to say thank you all for hanging out with me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed your time here, finishing up that second floor of 3 floors. We have one to go, and then working on those walls and getting a lot done today. We got so much done today. I felt like we were zipping through this a lot faster than the last couple of streams, mostly because we sort of had a pattern and we were just going for it. So yeah. Again, as we were just talking about, a good chance that next week's stream might not happen, and we will not be having a tour stream because it falls on New Year's Day. So I will see you all maybe next week. If not next week, then there'll be a new child in the house, and I won't see you probably till February, March. I really don't know. I really don't know what our schedule will be like. I don't know how well our new one will sleep, whether we'll get any sleep, and so on. And only time will tell. But that's going to do it. As always, my name has been Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon.